I grew up in Kitimat. I've been here for 50-odd years. Ever since I was a kid, me and my dad were out on the boat. Search and rescue was just the next step. There are risks that face us when we're out on the water. You try to limit those as much as you can. Perhaps one concern is increased traffic. Small boats may, from time to time, get in the way. These big ships are hard to stop. They don't stop.
Here in Kitimat, we have different ships arriving, discharging cargo, loading cargo. And in order for that ship to come into this harbor or into any specific terminal, they need all the information, what regulations they have to follow, what reports they have to file. Ships cannot come in or out of any port on the coast without pilots on board. They're not just going by a chart. The pilots know these waters. They're the ones that can safely bring that ship in and out of here.
It's paramount for us to engage in safe navigation and shipping during our entire transit. Typically, LNG carriers would be transiting from the Asian markets. Upon entry into Canadian waters, they would then proceed to Triple Island. At that stage, there would be 2 pilots boarding. There's also an escort tug, which would accompany the LNG carrier as well. LNG carriers are quite large. They can range between 250 to 300 meters in length. Western Canada does offer some challenges in relation to navigation. This is why we engage pilots who have a strong familiarity with the area. They've been seasoned to advise masters to navigate the vessel safely to their destination. And they will proceed to advise the master from Triple Island all the way to Kitimat. We're not only an industrial user, we're also a tenant and a neighbor. We're conscious of the environment, we're conscious of safety, we're conscious of the social impact these projects have. During our passage to Kitimat, we will be passing a number of communities, one being Hartley Bay, for example, which is the home of the Gitga'at First Nation. We recognize that there are other users within the channel, such as fishermen, recreational users. We will be reducing our speeds. The slower speed is safer simply because we have more reaction time if something does occur. Any vessel has to comply with the shipping routes prescribed for any area, and we're no different.
This marine access route is an established route. A lot of people use this route. Some of the biggest concerns to do with marine mammals are the underwater noise and the vessel strikes. Surveying the animals on the marine access route gave us a bigger picture of what was going on in the area. If the vessels were complying with all the mitigations that LNG Canada has committed to, the effect on the environment is going to be very, very minimal.
One of the great factors about the Douglas Channel is that we have very deep waters, between 300 and 400 meters in depth, and you've got a very wide channel, which is beautiful because it's great for navigating, it's great for safety. There's certainly a misunderstanding about wakes created by vessels. LNG carriers do not make large wakes because of the fine form, their shallow draft. Impact of wakes is not going to be significant in any way, shape, or form. Once the LNG carriers approach the vicinity of Coast Island, we would reduce speed. The escort tug would still accompany the LNG carrier, but at the same time, the vessel would be met by 3 to 4 harbor tugs because they have the responsibility to maneuver the vessel.
I have no fear whatsoever regarding tankers in Kitimat. They've been coming here for years and years and years. I believe they're the safest mode of transportation for any product. These ships are designed to carry these products.
At full build-out, we should see around 350 ships a year.
How long does it take to offload or load?
18 hours, and she'll be back on the way out again.
It's a very quick turnaround.
Quick turnaround.
During our transits, we will be passing Kitimat Village, which is the home of the Haisla First Nation. We've been working with them closely over the last 3 years to understand and appreciate their concerns and interests in the potential benefits associated with LNG shipping. Not only are they residents of the area, they have a long history within the channel, and the insights have been paramount in our planning process. The Haisla will be playing a significant role in the management of the Kitimat port. At approximately 1,400 meters offshore from the jetty, the tugs will proceed to rotate the vessel 180 degrees. You have a tug forward and you have one aft, and you've got one midships. So they can move the vessel very, very delicately and effectively. It's like a dance. Our vessels will be bow facing out because it's a safer way to tie the vessel up and have her ready for an effective departure.
Star 63 Alpha, this is base. Can you give me a position report, please? Personally, I'm not too concerned about the shipping traffic. I believe that people who are handling those ships are very professional. They operate in places that are a lot worse than the Douglas Channel.
It's new to Canada, but it's not new to the world. The LNG shipping industry is a very safe and robust industry, and it has been for over 50 years. It brings tremendous opportunities, and I feel confident this project is definitely going to be a success for the province, for the community, and also for Canada.